You just ate, but somehow you're still hungry and it keeps happening. It's not just a lack of willpower. It's not simply eating too much, or not enough discipline. When hunger shows up right after a meal, there's usually a structural reason behind it. This video breaks down why that happens, what your body is actually responding to, and why feeling constantly hungry can be a signal, not a failure. Most people assume hunger is directly tied to how much food they eat. Eat more, feel full. Eat less, feel hungry. But the reality is more complex than that. Hunger is controlled by a system that involves hormones, blood sugar levels, food composition, and even your sleep patterns. If one or more of these factors is off, your body may continue to signal hunger even after you've eaten. One of the most common reasons is how your meals are structured. If your meals are high in refined carbohydrates and low in protein and fiber, they may digest quickly. This can cause a rapid rise in blood sugar, followed by a sharp drop. When that drop happens, your body interprets it as a need for more energy. So even if you consumed enough calories, your body still sends hunger signals. Protein plays a key role here. It helps regulate appetite by slowing digestion and supporting satiety hormones. When protein intake is too low, meals tend to be less satisfying, and hunger returns sooner. Fiber works in a similar way. It adds volume to food and slows the rate at which it moves through your digestive system. Without enough fiber, meals may feel smaller than they actually are. Another factor is meal timing. If there are long gaps between meals, your body may increase hunger signals to encourage you to eat more at the next opportunity. This can make it feel like no meal is ever enough, even when portions are reasonable. But it's not just about what and when you eat. Sleep plays a major role in hunger regulation. When you don't get enough sleep, your body increases the production of ghrelin, the hormone that signals hunger, and reduces leptin, the hormone that signals fullness. This imbalance can make you feel hungrier throughout the day, regardless of how much you eat. Stress has a similar effect. When stress levels are consistently high, your body may increase cortisol production. This can influence appetite and lead to stronger cravings, especially for high-energy foods. In this state, hunger is not always about physical need. It can also be driven by your body trying to manage stress. Another piece that often goes unnoticed is eating speed. When you eat too quickly, your body doesn't have enough time to register fullness signals. It takes time for your digestive system to communicate with your brain. If the meal ends before that signal arrives, you may still feel hungry. This is why slower eating can sometimes make a noticeable difference, even without changing what you eat. There's also the role of habitual patterns. If you're used to eating at certain times or in response to certain triggers like boredom or routine, your body may send hunger signals based on those patterns, not just actual energy needs. Over time, these patterns can become automatic. So when you look at the full picture, constant hunger after meals is rarely caused by a single issue. It's usually a combination of factors: meal composition, blood sugar response, protein and fiber intake, sleep quality, stress levels, and behavioral habits. Trying to fix it by simply eating more or restricting more often doesn't address the underlying structure. That's why the problem tends to repeat. A more effective approach is to adjust the structure itself. Start with your meals. Include a consistent source of protein. Add fiber through vegetables, fruits, or whole foods. Combine these with balanced portions of carbohydrates and fats. This helps create a slower, more stable digestion process. Next, pay attention to how you eat. Slowing down, taking breaks between bites, and allowing time for fullness signals to develop can reduce the feeling of needing more food immediately after a meal. Look at your daily rhythm. Are you going long periods without eating, then trying to compensate later? Adjusting meal timing to create more consistency can help regulate hunger signals. Sleep should not be overlooked. Improving sleep quality even slightly can have a noticeable effect on how hungry you feel during the day. And consider your stress levels. You don't need to eliminate stress completely, but being aware of how it affects your eating patterns can help you respond more intentionally. The key insight is this: hunger is not just about quantity, it's about signals. If the signals are unstable, hunger will feel unpredictable no matter how much you eat. But when the structure behind those signals is more balanced, hunger becomes easier to manage. You start to feel satisfied after meals. Cravings become less frequent. Eating becomes more predictable. And that creates a more stable foundation for any health or weight-related goal. In the end, the goal is not to ignore hunger or fight it constantly. It's to understand what it's telling you and adjust the system behind it. Because when the system works, you don't have to rely on willpower alone. If you found this explanation useful, consider subscribing for more content that breaks down common health patterns in a clear and practical way. In the description, you'll find a structured overview of the key points discussed here, so you can review and apply them step by step.